Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Housing Development, your one-stop show for everything in the housing and construction sector. Proudly brought to you by Housing Development Advocacy Network. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora, bringing you the latest updates, real stories from Nigerians, and exclusive property showcases. This week, we'll look at trending housing news, hear the voices of Nigerians on the biggest challenges they face when it comes to housing, discuss the ban on housing and land agency activities in some Nigerian states, and of course, take you on our popular Property Hunters Tour. Stay tuned, this is a show you don't want to miss. Let's begin with trending news in the housing sector this week. And this week's housing news is powered by Africa International Housing Show.
The Housing Development Advocacy Network has raised strong concerns over the rising cost of rent and agency fees in the Federal Capital Territory, urging the National Assembly to intervene with urgent legislation to address the growing crisis. In a statement, the advocacy group urged the government to prioritize incentives for developers to construct low-cost housing estates. According to Housing Development Advocacy Network, the FCT is experiencing a worsening housing affordability challenge that disproportionately affects civil servants, artisans, and low to middle income earners. Reacting to the development, HDAN's Executive Director, Festus Adebayo, noted that beyond high rents, tenants are forced to bear additional burdens such as agency fees ranging from 20 to 25% of annual rent, caution fees, and maintenance charges from quacks. He said these costs consume a significant share of household incomes, forcing many residents to relocate to distant satellite towns where cheaper accommodation is available. The group further warned that the absence of rent control mechanisms and effective regulatory oversight has allowed for arbitrary rent hikes and exploitative practices in the property market, worsening inequality and fueling social challenges such as homelessness and the expansion of informal settlements. The Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) has approved the issuance of new rights and certificates of occupancy to 374 property owners across 15 streets in Abuja after uncovering illegal land use conversions. The affected owners, who altered their properties from residential to commercial or mixed use without approval, have been directed to pay a 5 million naira violation fee each within 30 days, effective from September 10, 2025. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike warned that titles of non-compliant owners would be revoked. He stressed that sanctions were necessary to curb indiscriminate land use changes. He stressed that sanctions were necessary to curb indiscriminate land use changes that distort Abuja's master plan. The sanctioned streets include Ghana Street and Usama Street in Maitama, Yakubu Gowon Crescent in Asokoro, Aminu Kano Crescent, and Adetokunbo Ademola Crescent in Wuse 2, as well as several streets in Garki District 1 and 2. To read the full details of the news, visit www.africahousingnews.com.
These are the conversations shaping the future of housing industry, and we'll continue to track them right here on Housing Development. Up next, we head to the streets for Nigerian voices to hear directly from Nigerians. What is the biggest challenge you face when it comes to housing? But first, let's take a short break. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Are you in the housing and construction industry? Then this is the platform your brand deserves. Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on Star Times, is Africa's premier housing and construction network where credibility meets visibility. From housing developers building tomorrow's estates to building materials companies delivering quality products, from mortgage banks making home ownership a reality to furniture, lighting and interior brands adding beauty and value. Housing TV Africa gives your brand the exposure it needs. What makes us different? We come to you. Our professional crew provides authentic on-site reports, interviews and coverage, ensuring your projects and services are presented directly to millions of viewers across Africa. And the best part, all these comes at very affordable advertising rates designed to give you maximum value and measurable impact. On Housing TV Africa, you don't just advertise, you build credibility, you build trust and the future. Housing TV Africa, your #1 housing and construction network on channel 149 on Star Times. Call us today on 0916 500 0000 and let's showcase your brand. Housing TV Africa, affordable rates, on-site reports, maximum impact.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development and this is Nigerian Voices, where we give everyday Nigerians the platform to speak on housing matters that affects their lives. This week we ask the question, what is the biggest challenge you face when it comes to housing? And this segment is brought to you by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria.
The ordinary challenge is the activities, the sales of material is not regulated. Nothing is regulated. You see, as tough as things are now, you see cement factory declaring a surplus profit over 500 billion naira per annum after removal of other expenses and recurrence expenditure and whatever. Even banks too, they declare surplus. They declare over 700 billion naira. It's in excess. What I'm saying, but nobody is controlling anybody. Everybody is so free. If Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON) is doing its function, performing its function effectively, we will not see many materials, very weak materials, fake materials that flood Nigerian markets. That's why you see buildings collapsing.
If the rates of getting let's say, not owning an apartment now, let's say even renting an apartment is on the high side. And most people do jobs that don't pay them that much to be able to afford such apartments, let alone talk of owning a house.
Is getting affordable housing. All houses, especially within the city zone, are very expensive for our Nigerians. And even if many of them should work for it, some of them can't afford the housing to pay for it month after month, even a year after year. Housing is costly, and the location is another problem. Location is, some houses are not really located to the places that is close by to their working place. So housing is the biggest challenge for a Nigerian, for ordinary Nigerian, especially hustling from the start.
The biggest challenge ordinary Nigeria faces when it comes to housing is much, right from getting to a new place, meeting the agents. Some agents would even give you the 419 that you have never expected before. So from that agency, some landlords too, they will calculate their family problem and increase rents. I've been a victim of a house that landlords just increase the rent with 200k, like in a twinkle of an eye. So most Nigerians are not encouraged, and the government is not doing anything to help out in terms of housing and the rest of it. Most Nigerians are suffering. You see people that are selling their properties just to rent a place, just to rent an accommodation, and you see people that will use expensive money like 500k to rent a place that they are too suffering. No comfortability and the rest of it. They will get to the place and start using their money again to repair. So having accommodation is different from having a nice accommodation. Getting a good accommodation is everything that a good Nigerian needs.
Well, the challenge that I envisage that we see the majority of the Nigerians are facing today has to do with affordability. You know, due to certain circumstances, it's not everybody that have the wherewithal to afford a comfortable home. And as such, you know, it has made a lot of people to really lag behind in terms of even making efforts to seek for affordable home.
The biggest challenge they face when it comes to housing, when it comes to housing, the rent, which is quite expensive presently now. The house rent is something else, and it consumes, because when you are working and your pay is not enough. When it comes to accommodation, maybe you're using almost half of your salary to pay house rent. I think that is disaster to the family. So I think owning a home, I mean, is one of the most paramount thing for any being.
Clearly, affordability and access to decent housing remains at the center of concerns. Many Nigerians simply want a home they can call their own without being exploited or stretched beyond their limits. The voices are loud and will continue to echo them. Now to a development causing ripples across the industry. Some states in Nigeria have recently placed a ban on house and land agency activities, citing fraudulent practices, inflated prices, and lack of regulation.
In a bold move aimed at regulating tenancy and reducing the high cost of accommodation in the country, the governments of Ebonyi State, Lagos State, and Plateau State announced a total ban on house and land agency activities, which is set to take effect in 2026. According to them, the decision is part of a broader effort to ease the financial burden on tenants, making housing more affordable and curb the illegal activities of house agents in Nigeria, which is bedeviling the housing sector. This announcement has sent ripples through Nigeria's housing sector, drawing mixed reactions from citizens and industry stakeholders. In response, Housing TV hit the streets of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, to gauge public opinion, gather personal experiences with house agents, and explore possible solutions to the issues at hand.
A particular agent who was in charge of a house, he has increased the rent 2 times without the knowledge of the landlord. So one day the landlord came to the compound and said, this is my tenants. You people are enjoying, oh, please. He gathered them and said, okay, now I want to increase your rent from 150,000 naira to 200,000. Meanwhile, the agent had increased to 400,000 without the knowledge of the landlord. So this is one of the experiences that we have seen from these agents.
On the issue of house agents, number one, they will collect a certain percent of amount before showing you a house. If the house is okay for you or it's not okay for you, that has gone. The first one is like a registration fee. On your own, looking for a house is another tax on its own. So you will be resort to an agent. Now, they will give you a house, quite sure, but the percentage that is being demanded of them sometimes is being outrageous. Sometimes they will tell you 10%. After collecting from you, they will now demand from the house owner.
Almost like last year, I was looking for a house, and it was really stressful because most of the challenge that we have in getting a house in Abuja now is house agents. The kind of money they charge on houses is so ridiculous, in a sense that sometimes I think because of the money they put in houses, those are some of the things that encourage landlords to actually make. Most of the charge they charge is not really from the landlords, but from these house agents. because they are the one that want to, the higher money they put in for her house, the higher returns they get in terms of their fee. You understand? For instance, if a house is 1 million naira, then they have a certain percentage. And apart from that, they also, all manner of charges. They will tell you that you want to go to check a house, you will pay for whatever to go and see the place. Even if you like it or not, you have to still pay money on top. And after you are getting the house, you still have to pay another percentage again and all those things. So it is so frustrating. And for me, I think the government should do something on trying to regulate these house agents.
In light of these concerns, many citizens are calling on the government to take decisive steps in regulating the activities of house agents nationwide. Suggestions include the establishment of a governing body to license and monitor real estate agents, ensuring transparency and accountability in the sector.
In the position of bringing it down to the nationwide, to ban them for now until they register with the government, and anybody that wants to be an agent must be a registered member of that body.
If other governors can do the same thing by stopping agents, it will help us. Now, even though to have a job, everything have to pass through agents, agent everywhere. It's not the right thing. So if other governor can stop it, I think I like the idea.
The owner of the house should be the one to give rent, to give the house rent to the person that need it, not the house agents.
It should be a national issue, not just states, because what Ebonyi said have done is really commendable, that all states should be able to emulate that, because of course the government is for the people. They should have to be able to protect the interests of the people. If the people are not protected, these people, this house agent, they don't care. They are all after their pocket. So the government, there has to be a regulation in place. There has to be, so that to regulate this house agent, not just the house agent alone, but also landlords. Also landlords, because the money they are putting in houses is so ridiculous. There's nothing to regulate the amount of money.
As Nigeria continues to grapple with urban housing challenges, the debate on how best to regulate the real estate market and ensure fair practices remains more relevant than ever.
You can share your opinion with Housing Development. What do you think? Is the ban the solution, or should the government engage stakeholders for reform? At Housing Development, we'll keep the spotlight on this issue until workable solutions are in place. When we return, it's time for Property Hunters. This week, we'll be exploring Clinton Estate inside Admiralty Estate in Asokoro, an affordable Greenland estate at Kurudru here in Abuja. If you're house hunting, you don't want to miss this. Stay with Housing Development.
Let's go.
Huh? What is it again?
Oga, and they drive this car, my mind no dey. My landlord is on my neck.
Your landlord again? I thought I have told you this before. Get a mortgage, register with NHF scheme, and get a home up front. What is so difficult about this?
Oga, I will do just that. See, I will shame that my landlord. Mortgage.
At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. Let's go on our Property Hunters tour for this week. We have Clinton Estate inside Admiralty Estate Asokoro. This luxury estate offers state-of-the-art facilities, modern architectural designs, and top-level security within the prestigious Admiralty Estate. For families seeking exclusivity and comfort in Abuja's highbrow Asokoro area, Clinton Estate is a dream option. And number 2, I take you to affordable Greenland Estate in Kurudu, the Federal Capital Territory. On the more affordable side, the Greenland Estate in Kurudu provides opportunities for middle-income earners with flexible payment plans, eco-friendly features, and accessible location. Is a promising choice for aspiring homeowners looking for value without breaking the bank.
This is El Salem Nigeria Limited, who we are the developer of the Clinton Castle, located here inside the Navy town, Asokoro. Here, of course, you could see what we are doing here. We are building 5 and 4 bedroom luxury detached duplexes here inside the Navy town. You can come with me up there so that I can show you exactly what is going on. Yeah, you can see this one. This one is at the plastered stage now. It's roofed. Everything is going to come up well, like the 3D I sent to you.
All right.
Yes. So this is one of the major roads that leads to various houses here in the state. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, we are still cutting some levels in order to build. Building is going to come up here too, and also there. See. So we'll go up. You can see the serenity of the environment. So superb, very clean and neat.
Tell us, where is this location?
Asokoro.
And I understand it's just a few minutes drive to the presidential
Asorok
Villa.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Construction is ongoing.
Yes, construction is ongoing. Of course, from here now, you can feel the texture of the quality of materials we are using. We are not compromising. Everything is of good quality. Look at the blocks. Yeah, it's done with the concrete cement mixture. Everything here is of good, great quality.
So we're looking at the 5-bedroom duplex.
5-bedroom duplex.
Are there different house types here?
No, 5-bedroom duplexes.
And what does it come with? All in suites?
All in suites. All the whole rooms are in suites, and with walk-in closet. Of course, a very good POP designs, lightnings, good furniture you can talk about in the world. It's going to come out superb. We are not compromising quality here. Everything is going to be of high standard.
The Oakville Homes Estate in Karishi, a fast-developing area near Abuja. This modern residential development is designed to offer comfort and contemporary living, appealing to a wide range of residents. Speaking about the ongoing project, the Assistant Manager Procurement, Akpioha Francis, explained what makes the 20-unit estate a choice place for owners, as the estate is accessible to all.
Oakville Home accommodates 20 semi-detached 3-bedroom flat bungalow. Out of the 20, we have 10 that have BQ and 10 does not have BQ. And this Oakville Home is a neighbor to Navy Estate Kaishi. It's also closer to Kaishi Make Town, and there's a road that you can from here use to get to Apo City or Apo Oasa.
From luxury to affordability, property hunters always bring you the options. Remember, the right property is out there for you. It's all about finding what fits your budget, lifestyle, and future plans.
Attention, housing and construction brands. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on StarTimes, is your ultimate platform to shine. Whether you're a housing developer offering affordable homes, a building materials company, a mortgage bank supporting families, or a furniture, lighting, or interiors brand bringing style into every home, we've got you covered. Our crew comes live to your site, your showroom, or your project location, capturing your products, services, and your story in action. Real coverage, real people, real impact. And now, the exciting part, all of this is available at very affordable advertising rates. Yes, with Housing TV Africa, you can promote your brand without breaking the bank, while reaching millions of home buyers, decision makers, and investors. Don't stay hidden. Be seen, be trusted, be celebrated. Housing TV Africa, your #1 housing and construction network, on channel 149 on StarTimes. Call us today on 0916 500 0000 and let's build your business in the spotlight. Housing TV Africa. Affordable rates, on-site reports, maximum impact.
That's it on today's edition of Housing Development, proudly sponsored by Housing Development Advocacy Network, Africa International Housing Show, and the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. If you're a developer, a bank, or a housing sector stakeholder, this is a platform to showcase your projects and solutions. Partner with us, partner with Housing Development. Let's keep promoting housing development across Nigeria. Join me again next week for another exciting episode. As always, I am your housing diva, reminding you a home is more than a building, it's where your story begins. So join me next time, and bye for now.